Hi everyone! Welcome to our YouTube channel Research Ready and Student Matters Hub by Doclin. So I am Doclin. Ang lesson video natin ngayon ay hindi muna research. Punta muna tayo dito sa ibang topic natin about human resource management. Ang pag-uusapan natin dito ay politics and favoritism in the organization. Is it healthy? No, palagi bang hindi maganda ang nagiging outcome ng politics sa organization? So, yan yung pag-uusapan natin. Commonly, yung politics at favoritism sa organization ay minsan, or commonly I mean, naka-embed yan because of the workplace culture and environment na kung ano yung practices ng people inside the organization. Pero ano ba mang kaibahan ng politics at saka ng favoritism? Nakakatulong ba talaga sila sa organization at sa tao? Yan yung i-discuss natin ngayon. So, when you become a future leader of your organization, you know when to use politics and when favoritism is really needed. So ngayon, ang una natin gawin ay i-define natin kung ano ba ang politics at favoritism. So unahin natin ang favoritism. So when we said favoritism, it occurs when certain individuals receive preferential treatment based on personal relationships rather than merit or performance. Saan to pwede mag-manifest? No, yung mga favoritisms, number 1, pwede ang mag-manifest sa promotions. Okay? Number 2, pwede ang mag-prefer sa assignments. At number 3, pwede ang mag-reflect or makita sa mga decision-making na ginagawa sa loob ng isang organization. Meron tayong tinatawag na dalawang type ng favoritism. Yung personal favoritism in which you prefer other person over the others, or kaya naman yung tinatawag nating professional favoritism in which in the workplace, no, doon naka-align or doon naka-focus yung iyong preference sa isang tao or ilang grupo ng tao because they are really your favorite. No, yung tinatawag nating professional favoritism. Now, punta naman tayo doon sa politics in the organization. So, let's try to define first, what do we mean by politics? So, when you said politics in the organization, it refers to the activities and behaviors that individuals engage to gain power, influence, and advantages within the workplace. Ano yung mga pwedeng maging source of politics in the organization? Networking, persuasion, and sometimes manipulation. Okay, so that's politics in the organization. The politics can be constructive or destructive. So pag sinabi nating politics, pag sinabing constructive, yung politika sa loob ng organization, nakakatulong siya sa buong organization. No? So, yung awang linkages natin, yung networking, it helps the organization. Na ano naman yung destructive? No? Pag pumasok na yung politics dun sa mga practices ng HR or human resources natin. No? Pagdating sa pagbibigay ng training, pagbibigay ng promotion, ng assignment, ng different decisions na would like to favor someone because of politics or reference. So, yun yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa, no? Favoritism, tsaka politics. Pag-usapan pa natin yung ibang aspeto ng dalawang ito. Ano ba ang roots ng favoritism at politics? So, pag pinagsama natin yung dalawa, ito yung mga pwedeng pinagmumulan ng favoritism and politics. Halimbawa, yung human nature. Favoritism can arise from a natural human tendencies para magkaroon ka ng connections or alliances. So, commonly, people often feel more comfortable with those they know well, leading to biased decisions, either favoritism or politics. So yung human nature, kung saan ka mas magaan ang pakaramdam mo, or kung sino yung merong use sa'yo sa organization, so nandun yung preference mo ng favoritism and politics. At kung kanino ka komportable. At sinabi ko nga kanina kung sino yung pwede mong magamit or yung skills nila ay napapakinabangan ng organization. So, commonly ganon. Pangalawa, yung organizational culture. Yung culture na nag-emphasize ng competition over collaboration, pwedeng magkaroon ng political behavior yan, or it may breed to political behavior. Kasi yung ganong environment, employees may feel compelled to engage in politics to get ahead. So kung ang isang organization ay very rampant na at very evident yung favoritism at politics, ang tendency ng tao ay talagang yun na rin yung kanyang practices. Which is really bad because sometimes you will undermine the situation, which will create a toxic environment. Number 3, leadership influence. Leaders can set the tone for the organization. Now, if leaders engage in favoritism or either politics or political maneuvering, ang pwedeng magkaroon ito ng ripple effect, no, encouraging similar behavior sa mga employees. Siyempre kung ito yung ini-introduce mo sa yung mga employees, ito yung magiging practices nila with their co-employees. And then when they become also the superior of the organization, they will do the same way because you are implanting the culture among them. No? So yun yung pwedeng mangyari. Kasi kung ang ating leader ng isang organization or yung pinaka-superior natin is trying to practice favoritism and politics, might as well other people in the organization are going to do that. Kasi they will be left behind. No? Now, what are the impact of favoritism and politics in an organization? Ano ba yung mga negative impacts? Tingnan din natin mamaya yung potential benefits. Pero ano ba yung mga negative effects ng favoritism? Number 1, syempre yung employee moral. Kasi yung favoritism can lead to resentment. So, syempre kapag meron ka mga favorite sa loob ng organization at nakikita ito ng ibang employees, so magre-resent talaga sila. At ang ending nito, yung moral nila bababa. They will feel overlooked or undervalued compare with others na favorite ng organization. It reduces motivation. When employees perceive unfairness, yung motivation level ng mga employee ay magdi-diminish or bababa, leading to lower productivity. So, ang pinakamahirap pa doon kapag nag-reduce ang kanilang motivation is that they will not tend to share their ideas. They will keep mum of the situations that are happening. Ang ending, they will not have really care for the organization. So they will think that if these are your favorites, then let them work. So since sila naman, yung nakikita ng organization, sila yung quote-unquote, merong pakinabang, so sila na lang yung magtrabaho. Yun yung pinaka-worst na pwedeng mangyari kapag nasisense ng employee na merong favoritism. Ang pangatlo naman is yung high turnover rates. In my past lesson video, na-discuss ko ito, na kapag toxic na yung environment at ang piling na empleyado ay hindi na siya nabavalue, ang tendency ay umalis na siya. No, because the talented employees may leave if they feel that their contribution are not recognized or valued. Punta naman tayo sa negative effects ng politics. Number 1, it can create a toxic work environment, which is really not very good and healthy. No? You work in order to live. You don't work in order to die. If you have a toxic work environment, no, yung negative effect ng politics, it can create mistrust. You may feel that you are only being used. No? So, iba yung magiging pakiramdam ng isang empleyado kapag merong politika. Kasi kapag may politika, kahit gaano kakasipag, kahit gaano kakagaling or gaano kaka-qualified, you can never achieve what you wanted to achieve because those effort will be useless because of the politics that are roaming around or going on inside your organization. Aside from this one, another negative effects of politics is that it leads to inefficiency. Yung political behavior can divert focus from work-related tasks, leading to inefficiency and poor decision making. Ma'am, paano mangyayari yon? Kasi nga, when there is politics and when you promote people who are not qualified to perform a certain job, it would lead to inefficiency, such also decision making. It requires managerial decision making for a certain position and a certain employee has been promoted. So, hindi niya mapaperform yung trabaho niya or hindi niya maipapakita kung ano ba yung skills at qualification niya kasi hindi nga siya qualified. And that person is only promoted because of politics. Next is stifled innovation. So, a political environment can discourage creativity and risk-taking as employees may fear backlash for proposing new ideas. Kapag ganito kasi matatakot yung employee na mag-suggest or mag-propose ng new ideas because of politics. They think that they will never be heard. No? So, parang ang nagiging relationship between or among employees ay parang kumbaga sila ay nakakahon. No? So, hindi nila magawa or ma-share kung ano yung kanilang ideas. Okay, so let's proceed. What are the potential benefits of politics and favoritism? One is yung constructive politics. It builds alliances. So you can create network which can lead to beneficial relationships which can enhance collaboration and resource sharing. Ito naman yung maganda pag merong politics kasi na-expand mo yung networking abilities mo. Second is organizational change. Yung political behavior can help drive necessary changes. Sa favoritism naman, pwedeng magkaroon ito ng potential benefits, pero ang sinasabi natin ay yung tinatawag nating favoritism in moderation. Kasi it can create team cohesion. In some cases, yung favoritism can foster team spirit and can enhance cooperation among members who share common interests or backgrounds. Tsaka isa pa, nakakapag-create siya ng mentorship opportunities. Yung mentorship relationship that benefit both the mentor and the mentee, which can provide based on mutual respect and development. Now, ang tanong, ma'am, ay papaano ba natin mamimitigate yung effects ng favoritism at saka ng politics? Number one dyan, I believe you have to promote transparency. When you said promoting transparency, when you establish a criteria or when you follow a procedure, you have to stick to it regardless of who are the persons involved. No? So kapag kasi mayroong creation of transparency, people will believe in you and trust you that your decisions are correct because you base it on the rules and procedures. Second, it encourages open communication, which foster an environment where employees feel safe to express concerns. Regular feedback sessions or anonymous surveys can also help to mitigate its effect. Another is that you have to lead by example. So, kung meron mang favoritism or politics inside the organization, but yung leader mo or yung superior mo sa organization really try to balance its effect by leading by example at hindi niya inuuna kung yung kanyang kapakanan over others. No? So makikita yun ng employee at maybe kapag meron siyang mga ill feelings or negative feelings towards the organization, mai-ease yun kasi nakikita niya na yung kanyang superior ay hindi ganon or is very fair on his or her decision. Other than that, meron din tayong tinatawag na cultivate a collaborative culture. So pwede rin gawin to para mitigate yung effect. Encourage teamwork and collaboration over competition. Mas maganda kung ang superior ng isang organization i-highlight niya yung team achievement at saka yung ipinopromote niya yung reducing political maneuvering. And lastly, implement fair policies. Magki-create ka ng policy, no? Tapos, i-address mo yung favoritism and political behavior. In other words, ini-ensure mo yung employees that there is a fair and equal treatment on human resource practices that you are implementing regardless of what it is. May it be learning and development, may it be performance management, may it be acquisition, or may it be compensation of the employees. So lahat ng ito, tinitignan mo at ini-ensure mo sa iyong employee na kung ano yung polisiya na meron tayo, ay yun yung ina-apply natin. And whenever there will be questions about your decisions or the policies of the organization, you are open for discussion about the questions of these employees. Now, no matter what, the main goal is to help them to understand bakit ganun yung nangyari. And then, also, if possible, you will extend as a leader of the organization your help to these employees, how can they resolve such issues and to enlighten them on certain matters. So those are the aspects of politics and favoritisms in the organization. Hindi nawawala ito sa loob ng organization. Now, as a student now, and you are studying to becoming a future superior or leader of your organization, now you will have an idea what will be the negative effect of favoritism and politics in the organization as well as its positive effects. Now, it's up to you when you're already in the position, which would you choose? Will you embrace both or will you try to avoid yung favoritism and politics? Okay, thank you for watching this lesson video, and I hope that it will help you in your journey as you go on studying and becoming a future leader of your organization. Please like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. You can also share it with others who are also studying the same as yours, which you think can help them understanding about politics and favoritism in the organization. No other matters, when you have questions, you can write your comment in the comment section about this lesson video. Always remember, we unlock insights to empower your minds. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you on our next lesson video. Bye-bye!